Welcome back to Fake Swords.
Real feelings.
Oh, season 2.
Season 2. Not that we really had a season 1,
but it's nice to have something to announce.
but it's a new year.
New year, new us, new chairs.
New
I'm
chairs.
on the right now. I'm in the right of things.
I mean, yeah, you are. For the
And
first
you'll
time in your
notice
life.
we've expanded the nature office. It now has 2 trees, an actual forest, and you guys can't see it.
Or hear it,
Or
hopefully.
hear it, hopefully.
If we were doing our jobs kind of right.
But a lovely babbling brook passes behind us.
It babbles so incessantly.
Yeah.
And we have a new cast member. Hi, Bert.
Bert, yes, and soon we'll have Ernie on this side.
Yeah.
The old cast members remain. We have Face Takers still here, and obviously us,
Yes.
less importantly.
Yeah. If this is your first video, I guess maybe you season this.
Let's introduce what we are. Yeah, we are Fake Swords, Real Feelings, a low-effort video podcast about LARP. Specifically,
It's not
Empire.
wrong, but we shouldn't call ourselves out like that. My name's Dylan, and this is Jim.
Hi, how are you? Yes, we didn't do that the last time.
Yeah.
Here's a little sad story for you. We recorded this episode not too long ago, and by not too long ago, I mean 20 minutes ago,
Yeah.
and the camera didn't turn on. So yeah, what this episode is, well, first off, I hope you guys are well. I hope you've had a good long dark. I hope it was neither too long nor too dark. But from what we're seeing in the lore of Empire, it's been pretty long and pretty dark.
Yeah.
But that's what this video is.
Shit, folks.
It is fuck. That's what this video is. This video is
the state of the Empire.
Now, Dylan, for our non-Irish friends, would you like to explain what that means?
So, imagine you're going through a real rough time. Actually, not even a rough time. You're just living it too large.
Yeah.
And you're going out and you're being very hedonistic, and
It's a good word for it.
thank you. You've drunk to the excess, and you've partied to the excess, and you've eaten the big curry chips, and it's gonna dribble down over your chin in your nice white shirt that you've been wearing out.
You had to take it off. You're in a white tank top that's now also stained. with
And your
curry
mother,
chips.
you walk at home into the door, into your front door in the wee hours of the morning, and your mother greets you, and she's like, "This is state of you. Like, you're in such a state."
Yeah.
What that state is exactly, ambiguous and best left that way. But this video is not about the state of any one individual person. It is, of course, the state of the Empire.
Yes.
And how we find the Empire to be. And so we were going to be your news anchors for once a month.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
What we're going to do here is we're just going to catch you guys up on everything that's happening in the Empire. And that includes the stuff that's happened last year over the course of the 4 summits.
Yep.
And then everything that's happened over the long dark in the downtime as well. Now, 2 quick, what would you call them, provisos?
Warnings.
No, not warning. Two quick notices before we start.
Precautionary footnotes.
Sure, that's one word for it. I had a great word for this the last time we did it. What was it?
A word of warning to the wise.
No.
We are not wise, and our facts may be incorrect.
Yes, so very quickly, just 2 things. One, I researched this as best I could. The wiki is long and full of horrors.
And I didn't help at all.
So if I do get any information wrong here, I apologize. Let us know in the comments, and we will publish another video somewhere down the line with just, what would you call them, corrections, Tom Scott style.
Yes.
I'll also update the video description to include any changes to what I've definitely gotten wrong in this. Secondly, all of this information is publicly available on the wiki and in the winds. So it's all stuff you can find out yourself. Just trying not to step on Game's toes and PD's toes when we do this. But this is basically just what's what of what's going on in the Empire.
This is like, yeah, if you're up to date with the Winds of Fortune and the Winds of War and stuff, it's probably nothing new to you, but this is a little bit of a refresher because some of this news is maybe, 7-8 months old at this point. So you might just need a little bit of a refresher going into this event as to what's going on. And
You already know it. Here's a shit take on it.
yeah, I don't know it.
Yeah, this will be a learning experience for Dylan.
Yeah.
A misinformation experience for me.
Jim has just kind of put a script in front of me. Also, we have 2 laptops.
Oh yes, sorry.
That's how much we've upgraded.
We've grown up. We've got 2 laptops.
And we got
we've
these things.
These things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's get going.
Without further ado, let's get into it.
Ah,
We are, I'm assuming, going to do this like 1920s newscasters, right?
it would be rude not to.
Yes. So I think we do the first few lines of each section like that.
Yeah.
And to save them and us, do the
Yes.
rest in our normal voices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going to not do that. I'm gonna change my voice up every so often.
Okay.
It'll be sometimes my normal voice. Who knows what'll happen?
May the virtues have mercy on us all.
See, Jim, this is the chaos chair. This is what happens when you.
Yeah, this season I'm the one doing the prep and you're the one that's goblin mode. Okay, here we go. Times are bustling in the Empire. There's much to do, and we're here to ensure you're abreast of all that Imperial goss before we take to the field once more next month. That's right, clock's a ticking. So, first up we have League Expansion. In the summer of 358 YE, the city of Aulion attained the status of an established city within the League, after the merchant prince Kaliakt and its residents swore fealty to the Guys, the collective embodiment of the League's egregores. With this pledge, the Apulians were granted full citizenship of the Empire. Wow. Genovesa Barossa de Aulion has been elected as the League Senator for Spiral, marking the first individual to hold such a position. Known as the City of Nets, Aulion serves as a pivotal trading hub in the Bay of Katazar. That's the bottom of the map.
Yeah.
However, it is now potentially a prime target for the Grendel, who see it as a coveted prize to reclaim after our peace treaty with them has lapsed. Now, Jim in his notes here said peace treaty. That was a non-aggression pact, and that is extremely different from a peace treaty.
Also, very important to stress the quality of fake swords and real feelings. We had an opportunity to fix this, and we didn't. So we are making that same mistake twice, just for you.
The recent...
No, he said you're going to go back to normal voice.
Normal voice, yeah, sorry.
Normal voice.
The recent history, I'm not as confident. I'm not as confident in my normal voice now.
Okay, do it.
The recent history of the city is... will I do this one in an Irish newsreader voice?
The recent
history of the city is fraught with conflict, passing frequently between the Grendel and the ORSANY, and suffering numerous tragedies.
Oh my god.
We have boring news people. Chief among them was the destruction of the great lighthouse by its protector, Hadrian of Aulion, who chose its demise over surrendering to the Grendel. Which, I mean, fair?
That's how I imagine he cast the spell to destroy it.
Seemingly the explosion was so loud it was heard like in the next region and like wiped out everyone nearby.
Jesus.
This tragedy was then followed by a devastating tempest which ravaged the Apulian coast, leaving the city in ruins. Despite the considerable funds invested by the merchant prince to rebuild the city and its docks, the Empire must remain vigilant to prevent it from falling into the Grendel hands once again. So, not the best news coming out of there.
No.
Not the worst news, not the best news. What do you make of that, Dylan?
So I did ask some questions the last time.
I can't remember the questions.
I can't remember the answers. So, well, I did ask you about, and we're going to play this off as if this is my first time asking you, of course.
Perfect. They'll never know.
They'll never know. The League, right?
Yeah.
So I know it's just a bunch of cities.
Yes. So the League is like previously 4, now 5, I think, cities, rather than a geographical location on them.
Yeah. So it's not like a nicely kind of dawn shape as the only nation I know or care about. So all these people then who have just kind of who are living in this city, And sorry, was the lighthouse in this city as well? Surely not.
Close enough to.
Okay.
It was in the mountains nearby, I believe.
Okay, fine.
I don't know if it's on my map. I'll check. I'll overlay it where it is, where it was.
So like all these people who lived in the city who are assumably Urzeni,
Yeah.
do they just like naturally start to become more and more League-esque until they decide that they want to, you know, for want of a better word, transition to the League? Or
My read on it is that in situations like that, it's down to what the people individually would identify as.
Okay.
So, I mean, people hop nations all the time, right?
Yeah.
We see it in play. I don't know how common it is in the lore, but I know in play you just go to the egregore and
you're like,
I want to be glorious.
Bomb me up, baby.
Yeah. So I would say it's a case of like, when this kind of thing happens, you might be an Urzeni, you know, citizen or whatever, and you're like, actually, the League seems great. I like this new direction the city is going in. Sign me up. I'm on board. And then you might approach one of the, what are they called? The guys.
Yeah.
Which also have the greatest wiki entry for the
Yeah.
the egregores. It's like the one of them, it's like, is a scamp. And then the other one is also a scamp. Whoever wrote that, class. But I'd say there's probably a lot of, this didn't just happen like that, I'd say. I'd say there was a lot of politicking up to it.
Right.
So people would be kind of moving to whichever side they want to be. Not unlike, you know, like fucking the north of Ireland or something, you know? Right.
Okay, we're jumping into the real heavy stuff here.
You've got your Republican or any...
Jerry Adams in this situation.
Right, okay. But yeah, I think it's very much just like whatever you identify as, get the egregore to sort you out. I don't think if you're an Urzeni, I don't think you're going to default over to a League citizen.
But it's probably more just like, okay, so the Aulion is now under League control. All the merchant princes have their hands, you know,
the one merchant prince, I believe, yeah. But if you'll allow me to segue for a moment.
Sure.
Not everyone is happy about this.
Okay.
Yeah. So your question is a lead-in perfectly to the next topic.
Excellent. It's almost as if we planned this. We didn't. Okay, so this is my turn to talk now?
It's your turn, and you got to do the voice.
Yeah, obviously I'm going to do the voice. Urzeni Rebellion.
I love it.
Every coin has two sides, and spirals a coin that has changed hands one too many times.
Oh, who wrote that line?
Not me. While the designation of Aulion as a League city is a cause for celebration for some, it has fueled rebellion among others. Originally a territory of Urzeni, it was relinquished to the Grendel as part...
Harkening back to my previous point about the Northern Ireland similarity.
Oh, woo! It was relinquished to the Grendel as part... Just... I mean, look, it was the English people who wrote this game, so...
Dare I cut something out of a fake story?
Maybe. Originally a territory of Urzeni, it was relinquished to the Grendel as part of a non-aggression treaty with the Empire. Now, with the resumption of hostilities between the two factions, which I assume is the Empire and the Grendel, the territory has been reclaimed by the Empire, but placed under League control. This decision has been met unfavorably no, this is just me doing a different voice.
Oh, okay.
By many Urzeni, leading to heated debates, political turmoil, and I'm now leaning more into the presenter a little bit because you put it in my mind. Political turmoil, in some cases, open rebellion. Motivated by the virtues of loyalty and pride, several spires in northern Urzeni have rebelled against the Senate and the Empire, asserting that parts of Spiral remain Urzeni territory beyond the League's control. Confronting these rebels proves challenging, as the Eternals...
Stop the Irish. I'm turning off. It's preconditioned into me to not listen to that voice.
I was really getting good at it though.
I felt myself tuning out. Quick replay to Jim absolutely zoning out to that voice. Well, okay.
Confronting these rebels proves challenging, as the Eternal Sun has aided them in maintaining a shadowy veil across the region.
It's ruddy mysterious.
Knew this would be so much better if there was actually like life and stuff put into it. Like, I understand why more and more people turn to like influencers and stuff like that for news, because it's a lot more engaging
Look,
to...
it's fine when it's like imaginary people in imaginary empire, but if you're reporting on real stuff and being like, oh, that's cool, you'd be like, oh.
Yeah, maybe we're onto something here. Anyway, confronting these, so this eternal sun has aided them in maintaining a shadowy veil over the region, hindering Imperial forces and making it nearly, words are important, impossible.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's a chance. Making it nearly impossible to locate the rebel spires. The Empire must approach this situation with both military might and political savvy to regain control.
Throw dawn at the problem. Okay.
We have our own problems, probably.
Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty cut and dry, I think.
That is pretty cut and dry. The only question that some of our listeners would have, maybe, is what is a spire?
Oh, right. I don't know. No. I think my best read on it,
I read it in the wiki and I put it on the page.
I think it's like, not a town, but like ORSANY, as you can see in the map made by, and this is a joke I made in the previous recording, the devilishly handsome Sir Caspian Dumarin. ORSANY is actually like really mountainous.
Okay.
A lot of the settlements and stuff exist on top of mountains. So I think it's kind of like a halfway between like a settlement and the peak of a mountain. So it's like, imagine that there was a
people are naturally gathering around this place anyway, so they become a little group.
People on top of a mountain is my best read on it.
Okay,
I could be wrong. Somebody in the comments
that makes sense. Yeah.
I think that's right.
I don't think I have any other questions on this. That's like, I'd be pretty pissed if one of my cities was just given away.
Yeah.
In fact, there was a civil war about it in Ireland.
For sure. Cork wouldn't be happy about that.
No, God, imagine if Cork just
given to like fucking France or something.
Yeah, they're like, actually, Cork is ours now.
Right, okay. On to our next topic.
And this is you again.
Oh yeah, okay. The Great Library. The Navari people are intimately familiar with combat, having warred against their ancient foe the Valorn since before the Empire's inception. The eternal struggle has become ingrained in their national identity, with the enemy looming for millennia. It's entirely plausible that over the course of the conflict... Looming? I get it. I feel threatened. On my left-turn side... The Navar have possessed the means to defeat the Valorn. However, lacking a suitable repository for this knowledge, it has either been lost or obscured by time's passage. Presently, though, the Navar have an opportunity to rectify this. Plans for constructing the Great Library of Hassinian have been initiated. If successful, this library, to be situated in the Morning Hollow, will serve as a central hub for the study and preservation of knowledge regarding the Valorn. While funding and constructing such a library pose formidable challenges, it offers the Navar a chance they've never had, a solid shot at victory. And the Navar don't miss their shots.
A witty sting as always, Jim. It's beginning to rain more and more and more.
We care about you, but we're going to keep going. Let's just jump on to the next. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Basically, the Navar now, well, there was a good back and forth in the previous recording. Basically, the Navar are all but nomadic. Before the Empire, there was another empire. They had cities. They fucked around with magic. They found out the Valorn came along, fucked everything up. The Trods are the only way to stop the Valorn, so they walk along them singing songs and being cool. Now they're finally building a building that they can keep knowledge in, as opposed to relying on verbal storytelling from generation to generation. So the hope is that if they can raise the funds in-game, they'll be able to build a big old library, put all their collective knowledge together, put A and B together and be like, oh yeah, you stabbed the thing. Okay, on to the next one. This one's quite a short one, but I don't think there's much we can say about it.
No, and I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to drag it out a long time. Because you're probably wondering, hey, this is supposed to be the news of the Empire, and they haven't talked yet about the biggest news that the Empire has had in
a long
couple of
time.
years.
Yeah.
We have a throne. Most of you are like, yeah, obviously, but we have a body in that throne now, which is important. And after next, so I'm going to read the script now and stop.
I mean, ad-lib if you want.
Basically, we have a throne. After an exhaustive process of votes and vetoes, a new ruler has emerged from the maelstrom. Yeah, had to get your line in there,
Thank
Jim.
you.
Empress Vesna Borkovna Broknost was appointed during the autumn equinox and is set to be crowned on the second day of the winter summit. Following her coronation, the Empress will embark on a tour of the nations, making brief stops in each. So go see our Empress!
Yes, and 2 notes that I've seen that Rosa, the player for the Empress, is putting out is 1, they are holding auditions for the Throne Guard, which is like the armed protectors of the Empress and the throne. That's going to be in the League main camp on the Friday evening, just in case you don't see it and it's something you'd like, because it's a cool bit of game. Don't want you to miss out on it. And then secondly, the Rose of the Empire, or the Rose of Dawn, I don't know what it is. But basically there's a throne appointed position. I think it's an imperial position, and it's basically a Dawnish person whose job is to make friends with the other nations. And I think on Saturday they're going to be holding auditions for that. So check that out. Up next, checking the camera.
My laptop died!
Conquest in the Barrens. When the nation of Dawn puts its mind toward a military victory, there is very little that can stop it from achieving that goal, even should it take them centuries to achieve it. Such a victory came for them in the Barrens in 385 YE. Check date. The Hounds of War redefined glory by capturing the Spires of Dusk, a feat that until now had been seen as impossible. They achieved this at the cost of their own lives, but in doing so, laid the path to victory in the Barrens. A path which Dawn then, in true fashion, elected to charge straight down, laying waste to the forces of the Druge and routing them from the Barrens. That same summit, the Senate elected to make the historical decision to assign the territory to Dawn. Aramis Dufrost is elected the first Senatory for the territory. Kind of lapsed into Richard Nixon there, but there you go. We were actually there for that bit of history. We did that. However, the situation is far from stable.
Oh no.
During their campaign, Dawn elected to act as liberators as opposed to conquerors.
Yay.
Yay. While this has been favourably received, it has led to a tense political situation in the Barrens.
Oh, so tense.
Some Dawnish houses have recovered land lost historically in the conflict. However, priority is given to those sects who currently live in the region and have suffered under the yoke of the Druge.
Oh no, that's the worst part of the egg.
The worst part, yes. Many of the inhabitants of the territory, notably the Great Forest Arcs, distrust Dawn and view them as no better than the Druge. Highguard priests have been sent to act as mediators and to try to fuse tensions. But it is a slow process. Are you laughing at Arcs? I'm going to keep going.
Imagine they were called
It is raining. I am going to keep going.
the Imperial Arcs.
The Imperial Arcs. Is this still even recording? It is. Good. Fuck, where am I? Yes. Sorry. View them as worse than the Druge. Highguard priests have been set to act as mediators and try to diffuse tensions, but it is a slow process. The Barrens remains a dangerous and mysterious place, and the Druge, now embittered, is that a word? Maybe, from their defeat, still threaten the territory on 3 fronts. Dawn and the Empire must be vigilant to keep a handle on the situation.
And now here's something that I know, because this is one of the few things that I really kind of looked into.
Yes.
Was Team Leader, because you mentioned like there's loads of different of the sects and stuff that are there, and I think I don't know if has this been actioned or not yet, but like I seem to think like we had to like choose which of the sects to kind of like really get behind and show support.
Yeah.
And if we supported some, that would piss off others and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Fable 3 on it for sure.
Yeah. I've never played Fable, but like, yes.
Yeah.
They played an RPG on it.
Yeah.
Which makes sense given the game.
I don't know is the short answer to that one, but that is cool if that is the case.
Yes. I believe, like, I'm pretty sure, because I remember reading up on all, like, the Great Forest Arcs for for example.
I was like, they'd be great for Glade Warden to hang out with because
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
like tree folk like us. And then like the one thing they said is they fucking hate the Daunish, and I was like, oh, never mind. Okay, I'm gonna keep going because the rain is in fact getting heavy.
It is.
Okay, war. I'm just gonna tear through these and you comment as you see fit, okay?
Okay, it's gonna bump in, but don't feel like you have to stop for me.
War reignites with the Grendel. The Empire's southern front has opened to war
say one
once
line
again.
there, though.
It's my best line in the whole video.
I know, but
We can say it together.
Okay, yeah.
At the end of the non-aggression pact, Spiral was returned to the Empire, which we know, and open war has been reinstated.
Those folks are at it again.
So, be careful if you're sailing the Bay of Katazar, guys.
And is it open war now? Why?
I don't think it actually is open war, but it's like hostilities have resumed.
Right.
So if
Okay.
you're sailing by them, they might take pot shots.
Right. Okay.
In fact, they will. They will try and enslave you.
Yeah, makes sense.
Braasland. Let's talk about Braasland. There's a lot going on here. The territory of Braasland is free from the yoke of Matilda Fisher, the worst part of the egg, as well as the Yotun forces that supported her. While the Empire managed to liberate Braasland, the victory was somewhat stained by the circumstances through which
dirty.
it was gained. 4 Imperial armies marched into Braasland. However, where they expected to find a large Yotun force, they found only the remnants of Matilda Fisher's forces. The Yotun, seeing that Matilda's power and influence was waning, retreated out of the territory, bunch of war-dodging fucks, quite unlike them, leaving her to stand alone. Her forces defeated, Matilda was cornered.
Cornered in a corner like a rat.
However, the Empire elected to commit their forces to Karaman, as opposed to finishing the fight in Braasland and capturing Matilda. This allowed her to slip away into the Yotun lands to the north. The territory of Braasland now exists in a strongly depleted state, while looting having taken a firm toll on it. There also exists tensions between those who supported Fisher and the Jotun's occupation and those who did not. Jumping clean the fuck on, because this rain is getting heavy.
Our most professional video yet. Season 2 starting with a bang, folks.
We held off in no, look, it's getting blue again. I just got to speed run these next few. Invasions.
We also just take a break.
No, because I have to be gone soon.
Okay.
Invasions into northern Yotun lands. Imperial armies have made inroads into Yotun territory north of the Marches, with Wintermark leading the charge. The Wintermark forces have elected to mirror the usual Yotun behaviour of fighting with honour. These Yotun have responded in kind. Similarly, after the defeat of the Yotun forces in Fort Braden to the south, the Freeborn decided to treat the corpses of the fallen Yotun with honour, creating a large burial mound. Haven't actually said it here, but interestingly enough, one Yotun priest, I think it was, showed up to look at that mound, and there's been like an ongoing story of how much liberty they should be allowed to treat the bodies and do like, you know, rituals and stuff, which is quite cool. Wintermark forces have been driven deep into Tromsø and have driven deep into Tromsø and are making good headway. A recent skirmish saw the capture of Matilda Fisher, who was in the region. She'll be brought forth from the Wintermark camp during the Winter Summit.
That's cool that we're going to see her.
Definitely I'm looking forward to that. And now we're coming on to what is going to be the big one. The cold sun. So, on to the big one.
Cold sun.
Ironically, we are cold and there is no sun.
The first wave. The Empire has no shortage of enemies, beset on all sides by those who would conquer, control, besiege, or break it. But it is no stranger to managing these fronts. However, recently, a new threat has appeared inside the very borders of the Empire that we struggle to maintain.
Hey, that's not on the script.
I ad-libbed.
Okay, are you going to keep going? Keep going.
Okay. The Empire's first interaction with this being came as a message inscribed on an obelisk that appeared for one day beside the Imperial Regio.
It's kind of quirky and fun, don't you
I mean, it's metal as fucking hell. Just like,
think
here's a big stone with a message on it that came out of nowhere. Yeah, that's cool.
I think this guy's going to be fun and nice.
It's stated that the Archmage of Day must meet for a parley in the Hall of Worlds. But even as the Imperials prepare for this meeting, the forces of the Cold Sun have begun military action as reports came in of sporadic attacks from their forces.
Okay, that's not nice at all. Go on.
It's just rude.
Oh, the rain has started highlighting stuff on the screen.
After the Imperial enchantments, Eyes That Glimmer in the Dark was cast, strengthening the realm's connection with that of summer. a full 8 armies materialize and begin to wage war on the Imperial forces. So remember that when we said that the that ancient empire fucked around with magic too much and unveiled a terrible enemy?
We are now in the finding out section of that. Now, just a quick note here. I don't think those 8 armies appeared just then. I think they probably came after. I'm not sure of the timeline.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry, you're here.
These are the forces of the Cold Sun, and hitherto unknown Eternal, whose sole purpose is the eradication of all art and free will. And I believe
also
all
like
human life, right?
Not just human life,
Sentient life?
all life.
Oh.
All life. Just all life. It's just bleach.
Jesus.
Universal bleach.
Fuck you, Dettol.
Okay.
Right, you take this one.
Okay, in the initial wave of attacks, reports came in from across the Empire of bitter and intense clashes with these blue-clad forces intent on wiping out all living creatures. The nations of the Empire fought boldly in these attacks and weathered the storm. While the results of the clashes were varied, the Empire still suffered some harrowing losses. Notably, a large regio in Braasland fell to the Scions of the Cold Sun. Scions is what their warriors are called. Fucking cool.
That's cool.
As did the White Tower in Bastion. A portion of the Trods in Hercynia were also destroyed by their actions. Remember that, it's going to be important. Basically, we think they were testing shit out. Only the nation of Dawn, who were aided by the Heralds and the forces of the Summer Realm, came out untouched, losing not even a single soul to the Scions' advance.
I mean, I know we kind of just did a big win with the whole Barons thing,
Yeah.
but weren't you a win? You know, like
Weren't you a win?
because we took a fucking beating doing that, so like, I don't know.
I mean, also, like, we're definitely like the most military nation, I'd say. Maybe Highguard, but like, I think
I don't
as
see-
far
I don't
as,
know
like,
if Highguard
a
are-
big wall of plate and shit.
Yeah,
I feel like we're uniquely equipped to just be like, oh, a scrap, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Like, everyone in Dawn is like, I'm up for it. Let's fucking fight.
This is
you
true.
know?
This is true.
And then to have the forces of the Summer Realm at our side as well. Like,
Yeah.
I know, like, Eleonoris sent like fucking lions to help us, and like, I can't remember the other guy's
That's
name.
so
The Griffin
metal.
Man sent like class knights and shit to help us. So it was like kind of Eternal versus Eternal there. So, like, can't take all the credit, but we will.
Meiji people, get the Eternals on our side. They seem to do good work.
Yeah. Second wave, I think we were running out of time. Let me just check that real quick. 3 minutes. We're doing good.
After these attacks, the Empire believed that they had endured the worst. They were, however, mistaken. Even after the enchantment dropped, the forces of the Cold Sun continued to spew forth of the Regios.
I wrote that this morning. I was like, oh!
To spew forth out of Regios across the nations, beginning a campaign of all-out war against the Empire.
Also across the Empire.
Also true, yes. But we already said across the nations, so I don't want to double up with words. Anyway, finish this out, Jim.
These clashes are still ongoing and show no signs of slowing down, as the Cold Sun has now begun its invasion of the Empire in earnest. They run rampant in Wintermark. They strike at the heart of the way itself in Highguard, striking out in Bastion. As with Hercynia, more Trods, more Tords, as I have written here, in Voldemort and Karov have been burned from the land.
Jesus.
The heralds appeared in Segura, overwhelming the defenders there and claiming a bounty of Ilum for some nefarious purpose. So, I think we summed it up pretty well at the start, but just shit's fucked. Shit is fucked.
So
There's a lot of
fucked.
political stuff at the start of this video. Went through all that knowing.
So basically, if you had to sum this up, and maybe we ought to start doing short form content, you'd maybe say that shit's fucked. The Grendel are starting to pick at our, borders again, and we have a gigantic enemy in the midst of our very empire.
Yes, but also we're building a library and we have a new throne. So,
So everything's great,
and we
really.
have the barons again.
I have the barons again. That's great.
Who's going to govern that? Like, well, we know who's going to govern that.
Yeah,
Fucking
Aramis Dufrost.
Aramis Dufrost is going to govern that.
Do your job, Aramis.
Okay, right. The sun has come back out, but I know we only have like a minute of footage left.
If we, this might even be cut off.
Wrap it up.
Bye.
Bye. See you in 3 weeks. Oh, we've 1 minute left. Let's write it out. How's Guide Warden doing? Any news?
I know, but open that up in case that's like fucked up with the audio recording.
Oh yeah, fuck.
It was very dramatic, but I don't want
we're
to...
still there.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Much like the Empire, it held firm.
Yeah, just against all odds. Guide Warden's good. I need to start thinking of things to do for it. We should think about that.
Yeah, sure.
We've got some new members joining us.
We do. We've got some new drip.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to look class.
Yeah.
On the field. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and as usual, if you want to come sword fight with us, come sword fight with us.
Oh, actually, I have one more thing.
Quick!
Someone asked us a while ago, and we're only doing this because someone specifically asked for us to set up a Ko-Fi or a coffee, whatever it's called.
Oh,
the link is in our description.
Stuff. Yes.
The link's in our description. If you feel like buying us a coffee or something, you can. You don't have to. We just do this because it's fun.
Also, check out Heartfire Tales. It's our other content.
Also, check out Heartfire Tales.
It's our TTRPG podcast. It's really good. We're doing really well. And also Way of the Heron. If you want to learn non-efficient but fancy sword fighting. Did we make it? I'll go check. We did not.
We have the audio at least.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Bye from the void.
Bye.
I think that's a good video.